Why is now the right time for Mahanakhon Tower and for Bangkok to develop as it is?
It's actually not now. We have been planning this over 9 years ago, but it's just
Sure.
about to be completion next year. When we developed these buildings 7 and 8 years ago, we feel that Bangkok never had a super high rise before. And not only that we plan to put in the tallest buildings, but also the architectural design and also some of the features in the buildings. We feel like it looks like a building of the future, and I think it's now that it's about to be complete. I think it's at the perfect time that the world now has become the world of communications, IT, and the building itself. It's fit in very well with today's. So the delivery time is pretty handy, and Bangkok is a growing city, and it's something that Bangkok never had before, and it's good timing.
So, I guess you mentioned if this tower communicates something about Bangkok right now, what is it, and how does it do that with the design in particular?
Bangkok is a city of contradictory to a certain extent. We have a lot of modern, buildings, modern transportations, but at the same time, on the same street, you would see still part of the old Bangkok, whether it's historic buildings, temples, cultural buildings, to the way that people live, and there's still street food, people eat on the street. And these buildings, instead of perfect shape from its erosions, and it's a little bit of imperfection in the perfect looking buildings, and we feel that kind of our interpretation of Bangkok and put into a skyscraper, and in the end it gives a very unique structure, and I'm sure when people look at this building, they would never seen that before in any other city in the world, and it would be part of Bangkok skyline, and that for us is what represent in some way the contradictory that living in harmony of Bangkok.
What's the reaction been like so far from the public, from people in Bangkok about the idea?
Again, it's a building contradictory, so it's pretty controversial from the fact that it's going to be the tallest buildings, which never been done over the past 20 years to the design of the buildings. So we have some people who really likes it, some people who are have a certain skepticisms, but overall it has been very much anticipated. And it always expected that you never have 100% of the people who's going to like it what you do, but majority of the people are very appreciative and very excited for the completion of the buildings for the city.
Tell us how the tower itself incorporates the context and fits into the city in terms of transit, connections, and becomes part of the city instead of just an icon by itself.
The building connect directly into the public transportations in Bangkok, which is an elevated railway called SkyTrain. So we built a bridge connected into the SkyTrain as far as the connection to the public transportations. Also we built a public square, which is very rare in Bangkok, in the middle of financial district, some of the most expensive piece of properties that are going to be accessible with the public and also could hold public events. We also, small part of the buildings, we plan to build a small museum about Bangkok in there as well. They're going to be, continually changing and updating, but the theme is going to be about Bangkok as a city, and I think in the long term that would keep the building kind of forever engaging to the cities, and I think that's a very important program that we built into. And yeah, so that as much as what we have now, that try to connect as much as possible this superstructure to the everyday people of Bangkok.
Is Mahanakhon a sign of things to come for Bangkok? What's next?
I think we are yet to deliver, so this is pretty much as far as it gets at this point. We'll see how it received, and if it received well, then we definitely would plan to do something more.
And what's the status right now? I mean, are you hopeful it will be completed?
Structure is already completed. The glass facade is 90%. Now we're working on the internal part, which is different set of challenges, but very much controllable. So we're quite confident that it's going to be complete, sometime next year. Very, very confident. And yeah, so next year it would be the year that we're gonna open to public.
Great. We'll be looking forward to talking to you about it then.
Yes, please. Me too.